The following podcast is scheduled for no point and is no hold barred. Are you ready? Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to podcast. And now, making his way to the mic, coming to you all the way from the beer fridge. He's a campion, sometimes a champion, but we all know him as Cake Champion!
What up, Big Chiefs, and welcome to the Circles and Blunt Pencils podcast. With me, Cake Champion, Circles and Blunt Pencils, the wrestling podcast that has no point. Bit to get through today, obviously, we're talking about Raw, SmackDown, NXT, also Impact. There'll be 2 episodes of Impact to talk about, as I did miss it last week. Also, Money in the Bank, which was on earlier this week. Got 2 knuckleheads helping me talk about that. We actually caught up after the pay-per-view, so that was recorded 3-4 days ago, whenever you're looking at it. But speaking of days, it's time for this day in history. The 23rd of May, maybe, I don't know. Over the Limit, 2010. Quite the pay-per-view. Not really, depending on how you look at it. Get a load of this for an opening match. Kofi Kingston defeated Drew McIntyre for the Intercontinental Championship. This was 9 years ago, so long before Kofi Mania, long before the Scottish Psychopath. It was just some Jamaican dude against the Chosen One. R-Truth defeated Ted DiBiase. Yep, cool. Rey Mysterio defeated CM Punk in a hair versus straight edge society pledge match. So obviously if CM Punk won, Rey Mysterio would have to join the straight edge society. Rey Mysterio won, CM Punk would have to shave his head. This was probably the best match on the card. There was a stoppage, maybe about 5 minutes in. CM Punk just got busted open on the top of the head. And he threw Rey Mysterio out, who actually went head first into the barber's chair. So that sort of sold it well to give them time to clean up Punk. The Hart Dynasty. David Hart Smith and Tyson Kidd defeated Chris Jericho and The Miz to retain their unified WWE Tag Team Championship. And something funny here, The Miz had actually lost his United States Championship to Bret Hart, of all people, the week before on Raw. Edge and Randy Orton had a match, but ended in a double countout after Randy Orton dislocated his shoulder. I'm pretty sure he did that anyway, when he was punching the mat, getting ready for the RKO. Yeah, his shoulder just went, and he was basically holding his right arm. So they went outside the ring, and Orton could barely move, didn't want to do anything with his arm. So they sort of teed up a spot where Edge would spear Orton into the barricade. But Orton moved at the last second. Edge went headfirst into the barricade. Double count out, and the crowd wasn't pleased with that. Nor was I. I thought it was a pretty good match there. The Big Show defeated Jack Swagger by disqualification for the World Heavyweight Championship title. Boring. Eve Torres defeated Maurice to retain the Davis Championship. And John Cena defeated Batista in an I Quit match to retain the WWE Championship. A result you could see coming a mile away. It was an alright match. Probably a bit overdone, depending on how you look at it. And he won when he went to give Batista the FU or attitude adjustment, however, whatever you want to call it, off the top of a car that was up on the stage, and Batista was screaming, I quit, and then Cena gave him the FU or AA through the stage anyway. And then the next night on Raw, Batista quit in funny fashion. He came out to the ring in a wheelchair, and was just basically having a cry about everything, and then demanded a rematch. And then the new general manager, Bret Hart, again came out and was announcing Fatal 4-Way, and Batista had to have a match against Randy Orton. Batista said he's not doing it, and then said he would quit, so he ended up quitting. Yeah, that was Chris wanted me to mention that a while ago, so I had to remember to mention that for him. I don't think I went over it too well, but... So that's basically it. That's this day in history, Over the Limit. If you got the WWE Network, don't waste your time in watching it, because it wasn't that great. Now, last week, I forgot to talk about War of the Worlds from Ring of Honor. I don't know how I forgot, but if you know me, you'll know I forget things very easily. I only ended up just watching the first day, because it's a 4-day event, really. But the fourth night is TV tapings, so that's not much to talk about there. But what I did watch, the first one, wasn't too bad. I expected a bit more from it. Not much really here, except that Villain Enterprises retained their Ring of Honor 6-man tag team championships against Yuji Nagata, Kojima, and Jeff Cobb. My boys, the Guerrillas of Destiny, defeated Jay Lethal and Jonathan Gresham. And after the match, the Briscoes came out, confronted GOD, saying they want the tag team titles, because Guerrillas of Destiny basically just treat the Ring of Honor tag team titles like pieces of shit, because they don't really care about it. They're more interested in their New Japan titles, which is fair. Guerrillas of Destiny, they can do whatever the fuck they want. But I got the feeling that they really hate each other. One of the Briscoes actually got busted up in this confrontation. I think stiff fists were flying. Flip Gordon defeated Bandito in the main event in a cracker of a match. I'm pretty sure the crowd was chanting "Fight Forever," and I did not disagree with that. Nights 2 and 3, like I said, didn't watch. And looking at the results here, it doesn't look like I missed much. But for the TV tapings, night 4, after the tapings occurred, they did a special for Honor Club, which was the match Guerrillas of Destiny versus the Briscoes for the tag team titles, which Guerrillas of Destiny won. And I can't remember much from the match because it was over a week ago, so I apologise for that. But hopefully more to come for GOD and the Briscoes. Now let's get into WWE for the week. Let's get to Raw. Started off with Mr. Money in the Bank, Brock Lesnar. If you didn't know, yes, Brock Lesnar just decided to come out of the blue, climb a ladder, and win the Money in the Bank. We'll talk a bit more about that later on. Him and Heyman came out and were basically just like, he can do whatever he wants with it or something, blah, blah, blah. Rollins came out, Kofi came out, and for some reason they're both fighting over who Lesnar cashes in on. Whereas when you're the champion, you're sort of like, when's he going to cash in on me? You don't protest or politic or celebrate or whatever. But Heyman said something funny here. That was, you're just going to have to wait and see. And then said Rollins would know what that feels like after waiting at WrestleMania for his girlfriend Becky Lynch to have her main event match, even though that's the main event that he wanted and couldn't. Sort of, bit of a deep cut there for Mr. the Man, I guess. Oh, and I've never seen Brock Lesnar smile so much. He was coming out holding the Money in the Bank briefcase like it was a boombox. Just, yeah, did not care. Of all people to win, seriously. Lars Sullivan, again, beating up Lucha House Party. Yeah, I got no idea what's going on with that dude at all. Shut up. Cesaro, finally back on Raw, or on TV anyway. Had a match against Ricochet. After Ricochet was pretty banged up, Cesaro was giving him some shit in the trainer's room. And then, yeah, informed him, let's have a match then. Cesaro won, obviously, even though I thought Ricochet was going to win because, why wouldn't Ricochet win? But no, my man Big Tony, Cesaro, picked up the win. And yeah, I have something else on that if I remember later on. I think AJ Styles and Baron Corbin might get into a bit of a feud now. Because I dare say Lesnar will be going after Rollins. So AJ Styles needs something to do. Pretty sure Baron Corbin slapped him backstage, or Styles slapped him, or something like that. Roman Reigns came out and said he was done with Elias. And was moving on to bigger and better things or some shit. By the way, Roman Reigns is on SmackDown. This is part of that wild card rule, which makes no sense now. Just overused. So he challenged Shane McMahon to a match on Raw. Shane came out and said no, but he will gladly accept his challenge at Super Showdown, which is in Saudi Arabia in a couple of weeks. And Shane McMahon also brought out Drew McIntyre as his muscle. Speaking of that, I think Shane McMahon should just bring back the corporation. Just why not? He's already got Elias with him. He's had Drew McIntyre with him now on Raw and then on SmackDown. And I think last week, he's got the B team working with him as well. I mean, that's pretty gay, but still. He handed the titles to Bryan and Rowan. So you put McIntyre, Elias, the B team of Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel, and then Daniel Bryan and Eric Rowan. You've already got 6 people there. Why not? Just bring back the big factions. Just do that. The Revival and Usos finally stepped in the ring to have a match. And it was a pretty good match. I will say that for sure. The Revival picked up the win with a roll-up and grabbing of the tights. I think that was Scott Dawson rolling up Jimmy Uso. And I don't think that. I know that because I'm reading it here. So that's far from done. They should have a best-of-7 series for the Raw Tag Team titles. Get them off Kurt Hawkins and Zack Ryder because they haven't done anything with them, I don't think, anyway. Some other boring shit here. Oh, here we go. Mick Foley bringing out a new championship. The crowd's all excited for this. They're really happy, chanting yes, because everyone thinks it's the Hardcore Championship. And he shows the belt, and it is the 24/7 championship. And I swear you could hear a pin drop in the crowd. The crowd was just dead. It was the funniest thing ever. So the rules of this, obviously, like the Hardcore Championship back in the day, except it's not hardcore rules, or it probably is. It probably is still kind of the Hardcore Championship. They just call it 24/7. But, yeah. Okay, so to crown the first 24/7 champion, Mick Foley just dropped the belt in the ring, got out of the ring, and just waited for a bunch of superstars to come down, and the first person to grab it would be crowned 24/7 champion. So a bunch of wrestlers come down. I can't remember who. Titus O'Neil was one of them. I'm pretty sure it was the Club. Drake Maverick. EC3. Jaden, EC3 is still on TV. And he's been demoted even more to a 24/7 championship scuffle. A couple of superstars got their hands on the belt, and then it was down to Titus O'Neil and Drake Maverick, who Drake Maverick grabbed the belt, Titus O'Neil stepped on the belt, and then threw Drake Maverick onto everyone, picked up the belt, and big, hooah, hooah, hooah. The man that slipped the greatest Royal Rumble is now 24/7 champion. And he probably held that title for about 24 seconds because he was ambushed by Robert Roode as he was walking up the ramp. He rolled him up, and 1, 2, 3. Robert Roode is the new 24/7 champion. So yeah, in the space of not even a minute, there was 2 champions. And also, this belt can be defended anywhere, anytime. Raw, SmackDown, NXT, 205 Live, shit like that. Probably even at live events or whatever. Not much happened in between there. Back to the 24/7 championship. Robert, it's just too funny. It's like a comedy show now. Robert Roode's just running out the back like all skittish. You know, is someone going to get me? Is someone going to get me? Then all the wrestlers are chasing him. And then Drake Maverick's hobbling behind everyone. And then R-Truth gets out of a car and says, look, get in the trunk, I'll hide you. So he gets in the trunk. And then everyone comes up to Truth like, where did he go? He went that way. So they all fall for it. And then Truth opens up the boot, gets him out. He's like, cool, get in my car. We'll get out of here. Opens the passenger side door. And there's a referee there. So R-Truth, basically, I think he hit him and then rolled him up. 1, 2, 3. So now R-Truth is a 24/7 champion and actually was parading around, jumping up with the title saying, I'm the European champion, I'm the European champion, because R-Truth is an idiot. It was funny. And then he actually posted something on Instagram saying, I'm going to take my European championship to wherever. Kofi Kingston and Seth Rollins defeated Baron Corbin and Bobby Lashley. The main event, while this match was coming to an end, or when they had won, Brock Lesnar came out with the briefcase. Rollins grabbed a chair, and then Rollins and Kofi grabbed their belts, their championships, and were just waiting. Lesnar just circled the ring, acting like he was going to go in. Perfect opportunity for Rollins to just blindside Kofi and turn heel. Perfect opportunity. But we'll just leave it at that. And Heyman was saying, you're in their head. You're in their head, which was true. That's for sure. Because, like I said before, you never really see champions petition. Maybe that's the word I was looking for. Petition to get cashed in on. So yeah, that was Raw. Go to SmackDown. The New Day kicked us off with the return of Big E. I don't think his return would last long. They were doing some shit in the ring. Kevin Owens came out, didn't say a word. Then Sami Zayn came out, was talking some shit, and then Kevin Owens just walked away. And then Sami Zayn was blaming the New Day for making Kevin Owens walk away and have the shits. Kofi ended up beating Sami Zayn in a match, which was not even interrupted by the returning Dolph Ziggler. Dolph Ziggler is back. I can't remember the last time I saw him, but he is back, blindsiding Kofi Kingston. And the two of them are going to have a match at Super Showdown. Can't wait for that. Kofi's run is done. Hashtag. Use the hashtag. The belt is going on Ziggler. Calling it here. R-Truth was also around, wearing a cheap blonde wig. Was insulted when Carmella said the wig was cheap because he said he paid $12 for it. Carmella had a match also against Mandy Rose. Went to a no contest because a bunch of superstars just found out that, you know, it wasn't a woman, it was R-Truth. He also said that he only needed to hold the championship for another 7 hours. because of 24/7. Because, like I said, he's an idiot. Ali defeated Andrade. Even though Andrade dominated pretty much the entire match. They showed a very good promo as well, or a package to hype up the Triple H Randy Orton match at Super Showdown, going back to 2003. Obviously, the two of them being in Evolution, and then when Triple H kicked him out of Evolution, and then their rivalry in 2008, I think it was. So that should be a good match. I think that's a... what did they call it? It's probably like another term for a hardcore match. Again, Roman Reigns and Elias had their rematch from Money in the Bank. Obviously, Roman Reigns is going to win that. And then Shane would attack Roman after the match. And then Drew McIntyre came out once again. That's why I said they should start the corporation or bring it back anyway. So yeah, that was not much on SmackDown this week. NXT. Turns out that the Viking Experience Raiders of War Entitlement something else Experiment did vacate the NXT Tag Team titles. So after their match last week, I think they just laid them in the ring, and that was it. I don't remember that happening, probably because they didn't watch it right to the end. So William Regal announced that at TakeOver 25, which will be talked about next week, William Regal announced that the tag team titles will be a fatal four-way ladder match between the Forgotten Sons, the Undisputed Era, Lorcan and Birch, and the Street Profits. That should be a good match. And finally, the Undisputed Era back on a takeover as well. Been waiting for this. The Undisputed Era then came out talking about, hearing the rumours and blah, blah, blah. Adam Cole insisted that the Era is stronger than ever. And everyone out the back was, I don't know, talking shit about him or something. But they don't really care. Cole's going to get the belt off Gargano. O'Reilly and Fish are going to get back their tag team titles. All will be good. And then Johnny Fuckwit decided to come out and, was saying, if you wanted a title match, all you have to do was ask, or some shit like that. Trying to be a real dweeb. And while he's talking nonsense, Matt Riddle decides to come in through the crowd and start hitting Roderick Strong. And blah, blah, blah. And then Gargano decided to come in, and go figure, 2 men could beat up 4 and run them off scared. Yeah, what a complete load of shit that was. William Regal then announced that at TakeOver 25, Roderick Strong would battle Matt Riddle. That should be a good match. All 4 members of the Undisputed Era will be on TakeOver. The Velveteen Dream is back with his North American Championship. And before he could even start talking about whatever he was going to talk about, Tyler Breeze decided to come back to NXT. Prince Pretty, as he's known. Gorgeous, as his Instagram is known. They were just doing some back and forth there. Tyler Breeze was calling Velveteen Dream a fashion knockoff, and Velveteen Dream was saying that he wasn't doing much on Raw and SmackDown, spent most of his time in catering and playing cops and robbers, or something like that. Then Prince Pretty, Tyler Breeze decided to, this has gone back and forth too much. Let's take a selfie, and then decided to hit the Dream with the microphone. Velveteen Dream defending the NXT North American Championship against Tyler Breeze at TakeOver 25. Mrs. Fuckwit had a match. That's when you hit fast forward. Undisputed Era. Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish defeated Matt Riddle and Johnny Gargano in the tag team match. A sign of things to come for those two dicks at TakeOver. Obviously, Adam Cole and Roderick Strong got involved in this. This was a good match. It was a good, about 20-minute match for TakeOver TV. Shut up. That was a really good match. Definitely hyping up TakeOver 25. Now, what's next? Some Impact. Oops. Gonna get the results up here. So not much over the 2 weeks. Not much really, worth. I wouldn't say mentioning, but really stood out. I mean, LAX defeated Moose and Josh Alexander, non-title match. I think there was sort of a bit of issues between Moose and Alexander. Madison Rayne defeated Tyler Valkyrie in a non-title match once again. So I think she's now 2-0 against Ty Valkyrie since coming back. And Tessa Blanchett was on commentary for this one. RVD returned to the ring. His big Impact return. He defeated Ethan Page. Rob Van Dam got interviewed before and referred to Ethan Page as DDP because he actually didn't know who Ethan Page was. And the main event was the eight-man OVE Rules tag team match. Rich Swann, Willie Mack, Tommy Dreamer, and Bala Bar lost to OVE, as you would expect, in a basically hardcore match. 8 men, 4-on-4. OVE Rules. Obviously, OVE is going to win that. And I think also LAX joined the Rascals in their clubhouse or their treehouse or whatever, that 70 show sort of knockoff thing. And I think the Rascals are getting a tag team championship match against LAX. So that will be good to see. So yeah, that was 2 weeks ago. Like I said, not much. Michael Elgin and Johnny Impact were bickering and arguing over which one of them sent Brian Cage to the hospital, because that's something you gotta brag about there. Now, last week there was a knockouts battle royal. The knockouts are basically the women. It's known as the knockouts division. So yeah, it was a 10-person battle royal, and Glenn Gilberti, formerly known as Disco Inferno, decided to come out and said women have no place in wrestling, blah blah blah. The women all turned on him, beat him up, threw him out of the ring. Then he decided to jump on commentary. Tessa Blanchett won this, but Glenn Gilberti apparently was a competitor in this, so he came in and decided to throw Tessa over the top rope to win the knockouts battle royal. So I don't know what the point of that was. There was a Demon Collar match between Su Yung and Rosemary. The two, I don't know, they're both dead apparently. Dog collars around their necks, and they'll join together by a chain. And then Rosemary won that, and then after the match decided to carry Su Yung, and I think she killed her. I don't know. They already killed Ali, so wouldn't be surprised if someone else dies. Madman Fulton of OVE absolutely destroyed some dude the size of his leg. I think he hit 3 or 4 choke slams on him. And the other guy wasn't standing. when he hit the choke slams, he actually picked him up while he was lying on the ground and then choke slammed him like that. Yep. Too much noise. Might have to redo this episode now. Whoa, that's two. Killer Cross and Eddie Edwards had a match because a few weeks ago Killer Cross decided to kidnap or Singapore cane nap Kenny, Eddie Edwards' best friend, which is actually a stick. Eddie Edwards, it was actually a good match. I enjoyed this match. I just enjoyed Killer Cross. I think he's definitely got a big future ahead, and should be Impact champion. He could be a world champion anyway, really. Eddie Edwards decided to try to get back Kenny, but couldn't use it because it wasn't a no disqualification match. And then Killer Cross hit him with the Doomsday Saito Slam to pick up the win. After the match, what did Cross do? He got some zip ties and tied Eddie Edwards to the ropes and then snapped Kenny in half. And Eddie Edwards was crying like a little girl, like someone had just broken his Barbie doll. It's quite funny. The Rascals were feeling a bit down. Don't know why. But then decided to train because they're getting a tag team championship opportunity against LAX. So their training was pretty funny. They couldn't lift a 10 kilo dumbbell and couldn't lift up a pallet, among other things. Rich Swann and Michael Elgin had a match to main event, which was towards the end. It was actually pretty good. Both men hit basically all their finishes about 3 times, and the other one would constantly kick out. Rich Swann won this by disqualification. Michael Elgin gave Swann 3 power bombs against the ring post outside of the ring, and the referee touched Michael Elgin, who got offended by this, proceeded to grab him, and that caused a disqualification. So the referee just ran out the back, as you would. I mean, if you've seen the size of Michael Elgin, he's no small man. And then after the match, Willie Mack decided to come in and make the save as Elgin continued to beat down Rich Swann. But then Johnny Impact came out to attack Willie Mack. So Impact took care of Willie Mack. That kind of rhymes. And then Elgin took care of Swann. And then afterwards, it looked like Elgin and Impact were about to throw bombs at each other. And Impact went off the air. So what are you going to do there? I mentioned Super Showdown as well. I think I'd talk about it later on with the lads. But I'll just go through the matches that are announced so far anyway. You'll probably hear it again. Triple H versus Randy Orton. There's a 50-man battle royal. So not a Royal Rumble, just 50 men in the ring at once. That'll work out really well. They must be doing a 36 by 36 ring, opposed to a 20 by 20. Goldberg versus The Undertaker, snooze. Braun Strowman versus Bobby Lashley, because we haven't seen that before. Finn Balor versus Andrade for the Intercontinental Championship. Roman Reigns versus Shane McMahon. And Kofi Kingston versus Dolph Ziggler for the WWE Championship. Now let's talk about piece of cake. As you know, sometimes you get good pieces of cake, sometimes you get bad pieces of cake. You get a piece of cake that you like, get a piece of cake that you don't like. What did I like this week? Well, obviously, the return of Dolph Ziggler, for starters. What I've noticed as well with SmackDown, there's 2 big returns that have happened. Kevin Owens and now Dolph Ziggler. They return and they get a world title match straight away. Don't see or know the logic behind that, but don't really care. So yeah, happy to see Dolph Ziggler back, and I'll be happy to see him beat Kofi Kingston to become WWE champion. Another thing I liked was Cesaro picking up the win against one of the the fastest rising stars on Raw, Ricochet. Hit up the Instagram as well. Get behind me on this. Use the hashtag push Cesaro. I'm bringing it back. I will bring it back by myself, but would also like some help doing it. So let's get it out there. Let's push Cesaro. And even let me know who else you would like to be pushed. And we'll try to get that hashtag out there as well. The other thing I liked, believe it or not, was Lesnar winning Money in the Bank. Just the way that he did it. You know, the match is going on for about 20 minutes. And then his music hits. He comes out, almost kills the cameraman, almost kills Ali, laughing, climbs the ladder and wins the Money in the Bank. Also, another thing that I've liked a lot this week, and 2 hours ago I couldn't even think of one thing that I liked. The tweet that Ali put out. It was to do with... It was something to do with congratulations to Brock Lesnar. It's the most he's worked all year, or something like that. But it was great. Anything else that I liked? I can't think of anything. Killer Cross picking up a clean win as well. It's not, when you're a heel, you don't get many clean wins usually. But yeah, give that man the Impact Championship. What I didn't like, pretty obvious. You'll hear about it in about 10-20 minutes. Elias gets squashed at Money in the Bank. That does not fly with me. That is not cool. I think it was 10 seconds. And Bailey. I'll join Jaden on this. Bailey winning. I don't know why. Probably because she can't hug Sasha anymore, so she needs to hug a belt. And also the fact that she's the first woman to win all the women's championships in WWE. NXT, Raw, SmackDown, and Tag Team. You thought that would have gone to someone else. Dare I say the name that's going to make me puke. Ric Flair's daughter. You would have thought she would have been the one first. But then again, she's got no friends, so who's going to become tag team champion with her? Oh, that's right. They just give her the belts anyway because they give her every other fucking opportunity in that place. And SmackDown, just in general, I thought it was a bit, Raw I felt was good this week, but SmackDown was a bad piece of cake for me this week. Now, a couple of days, AEW, Double or Nothing. I've been waiting for this pay-per-view since it was announced. I can't even remember when it was announced. I think it was January 9th. I think that's when they had the first rally. And there were discussions of the pay-per-view. Basically, since it was announced, I'll just leave it there. Been waiting since then. And the day is almost here. Just some of these matches. SCU. We're taking on Strong Hearts. 6-man tag team match. Strong Hearts are from one of the partnerships. It's Oriental Wrestling Entertainment. So OWE. Not to be confused with OVE. So yeah, they'll be having their 6-man tag match. SCU is my pick there for sure. The Best Friends be taking on Angelico and Jack Evans. I hope I said that right. The tag team match. Best Friends for me there. The Young Bucks against the Lucha Bros for the AAA World Tag Team Championships. The Young Bucks actually crashed AAA show about 2 months ago. after the Lucha Bros had defended their titles and won, and then basically beat them in about a minute to win. So AAA is another partnership of AEW. And I think the Lucha Bros will get their titles back there, I think, but I'm not too sure. But yeah, I think I'm still going to go the Lucha Bros here. On the pre-show, buy-in, I think the pre-show is named this time. There's a 21-man casino battle royal, or royale. The winner of this will receive a future AEW championship match. And I'll talk about that coming up as well. Some names here. Sean Spears was just announced. He was formerly Ty Dillinger in the WWE. Jimmy Havoc, Billy Gunn. If you watch Being the Elite, you will know this name, Michael Nakazawa. He's also in that. Jungle Boy, who is Luke Perry's son. Luke Perry, the actor. That's his son. Joey Janela, MJF, Brian Pillman Jr., Sunny Days, Ace Romero, Sonny Kiss, and Glacier. That's just a few names in there. There's still about 4 or 5 to be announced there. Just look it up online, and I'm pretty sure every fucking nerd, Mark, and Basement Boy will tell you that it's Jon Moxley and CM Punk. Yep, good on you guys. Cody Rhodes versus Dustin Rhodes. Brother versus brother. Dustin Rhodes, obviously Gold Dust, WWE, left very quietly, I might add. Nightmare versus Natural, and Cody is declaring that he will defeat his brother and kill the Attitude Era. Cody for sure in this. The Casino Battle Royal, for the names announced, sorry, I'm going to go MJF. Or one of the ones that hasn't been announced yet, like a Jon Moxley or a CM Punk. Main event, I dare say it will be the main event. Wrestle Kingdom 12 rematch. Alpha versus Omega. The GOAT versus the best wrestler on the planet today. Chris Jericho versus Kenny Omega. The winner of this match will face the winner of the Casino Battle Royale, and that will be the AEW World Championship match. So it's going to be Jericho versus MJF in the future for the AEW World Championship. Now, I dare say that Adam Page and Park would have been the AEW World Championship match. Park decided to have a cry because he didn't agree with creative or some shit, because he's the Dragon Gate champion and takes that very seriously. So obviously he was supposed to lose and Adam Page was supposed to win. Joey Ryan was going on Twitter saying he'll wrestle Adam Page. Tama Tonga said he'll do it. Why not? Get him out there. Expand more. So yeah, that's Double or Nothing. I'll be going over that next week for sure. I'll be watching it for sure. I may watch it again, and I may watch it again, and I may watch it again. If it's anything like All In, I will be watching it about 10 times in the space of 4 hours, because why not? Is there anything else? I'm not too sure if there is anything else that I'm missing. I probably am, but that's just how we do things here on Circles and Blunt Pencils. Just wait, I just need to get this beer here real quick.
You two are so ugly. Tears run down the back of your head to avoid your face. How you doing?
Oh, fuck, I'm dead. Thanks, Jaden. and welcome. Welcome to you once again, this time to review Money in the Bank. But we've also got Chris. He's back, the Queen of Queens. He's still got the flu, we think. Or maybe he just got offended when I said he was too good for us. Chris, how you going, mate?
Good, mate. How are you?
Oh, fantastic, fantastic. You, Jaden?
Oh, I'm great. Ready to go.
Ready to
as
go.
always.
All right, let's get stuck into... Obviously, it was a big day today. You can't go wrong. It was Game 3 of the Eastern Conference Finals. We're not here to talk about that. It was actually the last episode ever of Game of Nerds. Fuck that shit. You watch Game of Thrones. Fuck you. You obviously like Johnny Gargano. We're here to talk about Money in the Bank. Let's get into it. The pre-show was No One Gives a Fuck. First match was the women's Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
Jaden, why don't you let everyone know who won? Because we know you're so happy about this.
Why the fuck did Bailey win? Why did she win? Was it a big fuck you to Sasha? No one gives a fuck.
It was a big...
Fuck Bailey. Fuck her off. It should have been Mandy or Carmella.
Yes, Carmella hobbling like Becky Dickhead at one stage. You know what? I still can't get over that Dana Brooke and Natalia were in this match.
Oh, were they?
I think so. I mean, I don't remember seeing them do anything.
Yeah, I didn't either.
I thought Sonya was going to actually go up and grab the briefcase for a second.
herself. Yeah.
But then I thought she was going to drop her off the ladder at one stage when she was carrying her up.
Yeah.
She almost did. Yeah, the Mandy had to put her foot down on the ladder.
That's spastic. It must have been a thrill for Sonya, but isn't she a lesbian?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, Chris, straight in there. Thoughts on the match? Yeah, that's how good the match was. Oh, what was Naomi wearing? She looked like a fucking bumblebee.
Did you see her entrance? As soon as I turned it on, she was in the ring. I was like, who the fuck's
I
this?
don't watch her entrance. It annoys the crap out of me.
Yeah.
Feel the glow.
Yeah, she was really glowing today. And
Yeah,
I thought
but-
Nikki Cross was supposed to be normal now. She came out like a spastic again.
Nah, she's not normal.
No. Yeah, Bailey. What are you going to do, eh?
Yeah.
Oh, Rey Mysterio defeated Samoa Joe to win the United States Championship. Apparently, that referee's going to get his marching orders tomorrow, I think. Shoulders up. 1, 2, 3.
His shoulders were up the whole time.
Yeah, I know.
How do you not?
Apparently, you only need one shoulder down now to get pinned.
Well, recently it's been like that, hasn't it?
It's been terrible. Rey Mysterio is a Grand Slam champion now as well. And Samoa Joe's going to kill him. Why you take the belt off Samoa Joe is beyond me.
I think you'll win it again.
It was a minute 40. So they've had 2 title matches, 2 pay-per-views, not even 3 minutes between the 2 matches. Yeah, moving on.
Yep. Good decision, WWE.
Come on, mate. We like WWE on this show. They're fucked. Shane McMahon survived
Fucking
The
coward.
Miz once again in their steel cage match. I always knew Shane was winning. He was going to survive. He was going to escape. Yeah.
Only just.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just waiting for the big like what was Shane going to do? I thought he was going to climb all the way up to the top of the roof and then fall down.
I don't know what's going to happen now. With Miz and there, will they keep the rivalry going another time?
Yeah, they're probably going to keep going until the Miz actually beats him.
Yeah.
What do you think of the match, Chris?
Yeah, I thought it was good. Especially when Miz grabbed Shane by his hair and threw him off the cage onto the floor. That was pretty good. That's typical Shane though, puts his body on the line, so that pleased the crowd. But it was a good match, and yeah, I wanted Miz to win, but Shane won, and he's keeping the rivalry good. So
He's
yeah,
working well as a heel now.
Yeah.
He always is. He always has been a good heel.
Another referee fuck up in this, I noticed. I didn't know there were rope breaks in a cage match when it's no disqualification. So yeah, good refereeing all round.
They should just get rid of the whole pinfall and
Yeah, I don't get it at all. It should just be an escape.
No.
But they got to get rid of that escape through the door.
The door.
Make it over the cage.
Yeah.
Or the way JBL won against Big Show when he went through the ring and then climbed out.
Or the way Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns finished.
Yeah, just get speared. I thought that's maybe what was going to happen as well. But I originally said that Miz was just going to throw him off the top of the cage through the announce table.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
I was very thrilled about this. The Cruiserweight Championship.
Oh, fuck.
How the fuck does Tony Nessie...
Who?
Tony Nessie, running Nessie, get to defend his Cruiserweight Championship on pay-per-view when Buddy Murphy had to defend it on the fucking pre-show? And if you look back from since he won it, so from Survivor Series onwards, Buddy Murphy had the best match on each pay-per-view, and it was on the pre-show. And then you get this fuckwit defending it on the pay-per-view.
When I saw it, I was like, no, I'm not watching the pre-show here. I said, no, this isn't all right.
I started blowing up as soon as I saw
hell.
Aiden English.
Yeah. Well,
I don't get it whatsoever.
Anyway,
I want to know.
Nessie won that, so big whoop.
Whoop-de-doo.
All right. The next match. Oh, yes. Becky Toolbelt defeated Lacey Evans after she put on the disarm her, even though Evans had a pin for a 10 count and the referee decided to play Ring Around the Rosie. Evans clearly had it pinned up. The ref's looking at the shoulders and then decides to run around them in circles to see the other shoulder, and then the submission comes on. Big fucking whoop. That's all I got to say about the match. You guys?
Not gonna lie, I didn't really watch it. Take much notice of it.
Yeah, fair enough. Chris?
What was there?
Same as Jade, and didn't pay much attention. So yeah,
That's fair.
Couldn't give a fuck about the result.
Yeah.
Hopefully Lacey wins in a few pay-per-views. I'm sure she will.
Yeah. So then she also had to defend her SmackDown Women's Championship, but when she beat Evans, she just decided to walk out of the ring. And then Flair comes down, and Becky looks all shocked, like, "Oh no, I don't have to defend my title now." And then to the ring. The only smart thing Charlotte's ever said in her life. What I took from this match was Charlotte Flair's still a fuckwit. Sorry, Chris, but she's still a fuckwit.
all good.
She won that after Lacey Evans interfered, didn't she?
Yes, she did.
Smacked.
After we called it.
Yeah, I thought it would have gone the other way still, but yeah. So she's no longer champ. She's no longer 2 belts, but she still is a tool belt.
You know who is the champ now? Fucking Bailey.
Oh, spoiler alert!
I couldn't hold it in.
I'll let you take it from here, Jaden.
So basically, Bailey came in, cashed it in, same night. Fucking, yeah, you're the hero, whatever. You're a fucking champion now, not for long. Fuck, I don't care who he is. Someone fucking beats her.
How long did she
Even
want
the fucking flea.
How long did she want to take to cash it in? As well?
And we get it. You're trying to be a hero now. Your best friend's gone. Fuck off. Couldn't care less.
Anything to add to that, Chris?
All I want to say is what happened to the days where the men and the women won it and never cashed it in during the pay-per-view. I mean, whatever happened to those days? Like, whatever happened to holding it for so long, and every now and then coming up behind the champion saying, "I'm watching you. I could catch you tonight." But guess what? I'm not going to do it for another 4 months. But no, Bailey cashed it in on the night, just like Katie.
Yep. But to be fair, if Bailey did that to Charlotte, Charlotte would just turn around and laugh at her.
Yeah, exactly, because fucking no one believes that she can fucking win.
That's right.
She's Fucking shit.
Oh, yeah. Next match. Yeah. Moving on. Yeah, I don't know if I want to get into this or not.
Let's go through it.
So Roman's walking backstage and Elias attacks him with the guitar.
Yep.
I'm like, fucking sweet. Then he plays a set, gets through his whole performance, and as he's doing it, I didn't like where it was going. Then he walks up the ramp, music hits, out comes Roman, Superman punch, in the ring, spear, 1, 2, 3. What did you just say when we started the show, Jaden? Good job, WWE. Indeed. Yeah, once again, just building up more frustrations with Elias. Fuckers. All right. Next match. Seth Rollins defeating AJ Styles. Come on, you had to know that Seth was retaining, surely. Universal Championship match there, obviously. I thought it was a good match.
Yeah, it was a great match.
I don't think the referee fucked up in this one, so.
Not
that I could have seen. But as you said last week, Jaden, it would have been better 3-4 years ago for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Any takeaways from the match?
No, just pretty obvious. Where does AJ go from here?
Yeah. Not too sure.
Maybe he should make a tag team. And there's no division.
No, that's right.
No one else.
That's right. There's going to be no division soon. Maybe he can just wrestle Lynch for the women's. I mean, he's got
long enough hair.
Yeah, he's got the hair to pull it off. So. And then for some reason, there was supposed to be a 6-man tag team match with Lucha House Party.
Oh, yeah, what the fuck?
I get it was obviously to set up bringing out Lars Sullivan.
Is he ever going to wrestle in a match?
No, he's just going to come out and beat up people. But my question is, who would have, if they wanted to really sell it and be like, yes, there is a 6-man match, who would they have fought?
I'm sure No Way Jose would be in there.
So No Way Jose and yeah. So thank you, Lars Sullivan, for preventing us from seeing that.
Oh, no one cared about that whatsoever.
Oh, I've got this. I made this note especially. I think it was before the WWE title match or the Money in the Bank match. But how good was Michael Cole's tie? Did you see it? Did you get a good enough look at it?
No, I'll get onto it real quick now.
I'd get on there and have a look because it was sensational. It was just what a well-dressed man for a fuckwit. Kofi Kingston defeated Kevin Owens to retain his WWE Championship. Yeah, someone talk about this. I've got nothing to say.
I thought it was a pretty good match. I watched it pretty closely, actually.
Pretty closely.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know. I think KO
face up to the TV, or you just paid attention to it.
I was paying attention.
Attention to it.
I think KO is definitely going to win soon, though.
Yeah, he should have won it at Mania. Kofi Kingston's ruined everyone's lives, including Becky Lynch.
Yeah.
Did you watch this match, Chris? No, you didn't miss much. Jaden watched it. Jaden watched it enough for all of us. He was that close. Yeah, so
now,
how he's still the champ, beyond me. But main event, Money in the Bank.
Match.
Money in the Bank.
Oh, yeah.
Sami Zayn was hung upside down, which was actually very funny. So there was a spot up for grabs. So the other 7 dorks decided to wrestle. Corbin and McIntyre were running through everyone. And I was actually thinking to myself, they should be the Raw Tag Team Champions. I'd like to see that. Orton decided to give everyone backdrops on the announce table. What about Finn Balor?
Is he in hospital? Do we know?
don't know. He must be Superman.
A ricochet?
He took a sunset flip off the ladder from Andrade onto another ladder.
No,
Oh, and the way he
Yeah.
bounced, that was fucking awesome.
Yep.
He was also chokeslammed on the side of a ladder. He received a vertical suplex onto a ladder and then was on the receiving end of an Alabama slam that Drew McIntyre gave to Andrade. And he still managed to climb his way up the ladder.
Oh,
Just before we get into the whole what the fuck moment of this match.
Yep.
What I'd love, like Jaden, I watched this match really closely. And not just this match, all the Money in the Bank ladder matches.
Yeah.
When I've watched them really closely. Not as close to the TV as you, Jaden. But I just pay some attention. When they start climbing the ladder, they get 1 step, 2 step. They start reaching for the briefcase. You notice that?
Yeah, it's like they're midgets trying to get up there.
Oh, it's ridiculous. Now, I'll let Chris take this one.
Okay.
Please, Chris, enlighten us. What the fuck?
Well, I don't know. As I said to Jaden before we came on, I was sitting halfway through the match and I'm thinking, what if Lesnar comes back? What if he makes a return? And holy balls, he made a return. And all I can think is, why? Why is he coming back? What the fuck is he doing back? And why is he back again? And for the 4th time, you guessed it, why the fuck is he back again? That's my take on it.
Why is he back? I thought it was funny.
I loved it. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I loved it. I loved it too. Shut up, Twitter. Oh yeah, I loved it too. But the poor cameraman at ringside.
Yeah, the ladder. Oh,
Typical Lesnar not caring about people next to him.
Lucky he pushed it forward because that ladder was going in the crowd.
he took 2 of them out.
Oh, apparently he banged. Who was climbing the ladder? Was it Ali?
Yeah.
It was Ali, yeah.
Apparently he banged him up pretty bad.
Shit.
Apparently he split his head open or some shit.
Fucking hell.
And yeah, just decided to. He doesn't like ladders, does he, Lesnar?
No,
I
was so
think
nervous.
the beast was shitting himself. Oh, yeah, we're gonna get to that stage once again.
Mm.
When's he cashing it in? You guys were saying, Chris, you were saying before we came on, he's gonna hold it.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I think he's gonna cash it in pretty quick.
Yeah.
And then we're not going to see the world title around for a long time.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Because he's here to stay, isn't he?
Well, to be fair, the Universal title has been defended on back-to-back pay-per-view, so it deserves a break. So Lesnar might be the one to do it. He'll cash it in on a pay-per-view because he doesn't work Raw or SmackDowns. He only turns up to dance around while Paul Heyman sings for him. But yeah, Lesnar. That's a shock. You got to say it's a shock.
Oh,
Definitely.
You know what I would have loved to have seen? I was thinking about this after we previewed it, Jaden. Baron Corbin winning.
yeah.
Just to shove it down the throats of all the fucking marks out there going,
How angered everyone
it's
there.
so shit. Oh, good. We don't see this. That fucking would have been great.
I thought he was going to win. The way he went today, how good is he?
Corbin?
Fuck,
I love Corbin.
I didn't realise.
You know what works for him? He cut rid of that stupid hair.
Yeah.
He cut it off.
Him and McIntyre, that was dominating.
Yeah, there was no chance McIntyre was winning that.
Yeah, we said that. Yeah.
There. Lesnar's another one that didn't need to win it because they could just go up to Vince and say, They'd just do it on TV. Just come out, I'm number one contender. Vince would be like, yep, no worries, pal. No worries, pally wally. But no, instead, Vince just rings him and says, hey, Money in the Bank's on this weekend. I want you to come out, walk out, kill a cameraman, throw Ali off the top of a ladder, grab the briefcase, and then you can be champion whenever you want. So, yeah. I got to say, that lifted my spirits because after what happened to Elias, I had the shits. I had the shits big time. That was it. Fuck.
Yeah.
That's not good. That's not good enough for me. Thoughts on the pay-per-view? Or do you guys have any thoughts on the actual Money in the Bank ladder match?
Well,
Me and Chris were saying before, I enjoyed the pay-per-view, actually. I thought it was alright.
well, I haven't watched it from start to finish, which I will. I've got some spare time. I think the matches that I watched, I thought the best match. Here's a shocker. It's not the one that you'd think. I think the best match was Miz Shane. That was probably 8.5. Then
Roll the rating system's out.
Then Rollins Styles was 8, and then Money in the Bank was 7.5. Only because Lesnar came out and spoiled it, which was a good thing. Here's a thing that I've been thinking of, and I may answer the question of why Dana Brooke is so involved in the hunt for the titles. Remember the time Dana Brooke?
Who's that?
Anyway, let me get into it.
Oh, Dana Botox.
That's it. Sure.
Yep.
Remember the time that she came out and she stupidly decided to face Ronda Rousey, and she beat her in a minute and broke her arm?
Ronda Rousey. No, sorry, I don't recall. But yes, carry on. Don't know who that is, but yep.
I think that's why she stuck her nose into the women's championship, because she went toe to toe with Roddy Toolbag.
Yeah, but she got no one really cared.
The only thing that was ever relevant for her in her career was carrying Charlotte Flair's bags. That's the only way that she became relevant. And then she disappeared, and then she was doing Titus Worldwide.
Yeah.
She was the statistician. And then, yeah.
At least you look good then.
Oh, back there. Okay, I thought you meant now. Okay, yeah.
No.
Yeah. Needles are bad, everybody.
And the female Kane's doing all right. She's doing good. The female.
The female Kane.
Yep. Well, Jake said it in his podcast.
Who?
Natty.
Oh,
Because she's just always there, but doesn't deserve to be. She's just the veteran.
had nothing to do with it. Yeah. Shit.
Something.
The female. Okay.
We also mentioned this. The tag team titles not being defended.
No. Yep.
And
the women's ones too. So all three.
Yeah. Well, the vegans had a match, but they didn't put their titles on the line. That's why the Usos won.
Yeah.
Obviously, we all said that. And Kurt Hawkins and Zack Ryder, to my knowledge, are still the Raw tag team champions. Go figure. I don't know. And the Iconics not defending against
Oriental Express.
No, they're called something else now.
The Pirates.
No, it's
The Asian Experience.
yeah, just keep coming up with names. I'll find it. I'll find it here.
The Gooks.
Oh,
Chinkies.
Jesus Christ! It's Kabuki. The Kabuki Warriors.
Kabuki.
Everyone ignore Jaden. He's an alcoholic. He's been on the drink all day.
That's an insult for the Iconics to fucking.
I thought you meant it was an insult to call you
No,
alcoholic.
that's an insult for the Iconics.
Oh, it is,
to have a match against them.
It is.
Come on. How good are the Iconics?
They're iconic.
There was
That's for damn sure.
Back to our tag team dilemma. What's going to happen in the tag team division, honestly?
The tag team division.
Yeah.
Is there still one?
No, that's my point. What's going to happen?
I mean, there's somewhat of a tag team division
Who are
on
the
Raw.
active tag teams?
Hey?
Who are the active tag teams?
You got the Usos, the Revival, Hawkins and Ryder. The Usos, did I say them? I probably did. The Revival,
The vegans now.
Yeah.
The Viking, Warriors, War Raider, Experience, Express, Experiment.
The club.
Oh yeah, the
still around?
club's still there. Rusev and Nakamura.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we all know that the tag team division's just gone downhill ever since they broke up the bar. I mean, that's just a
bar.
That's just a crime. So yeah, they need to tag team division needs to just go merge the titles.
Yeah, I think it's gonna have to happen.
Then they can just defend them on Raw because there's no tag teams on SmackDown. What?
I just want to say, listeners, if you think that this was a serious post-show review, well, guess what? It isn't. We are taking the literal piss out of the pay-per-view. Jake, continue.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. That was a public service announcement from Chris Buffer there. Are you ready? No one's ready for this. And they won't be ready for what's coming in the future as well. That's for sure.
Big things.
So that was Money in the Bank. Overall, I'd give it a... Chris, what would you give it out of 10? Yeah, I agree. I agree. I got nothing. I wouldn't put it up there as the best pay-per-view of the year, that's for sure.
7.5.
7.5. Yeah. Let's put it up there. I'm asking Chris. He only watched 4 matches.
Yeah, the good matches too.
Then again, yeah.
No Tony Nese.
Oh, yes. So what have we got coming up? Oh, Takeover. 25. That's on.
Something to talk about.
That's on in 2 weeks. Super Showdown. No,
yes.
Not in Australia.
Oh,
very disappointed. They've ruined my October.
Yep.
That's in Saudi Arabia.
They've already
announced
a few matches.
Yeah. Let's just go through some of these matches quickly. Okay. So there's a 50-man battle royal announced. Not a Royal Rumble, a battle royal.
Strowman's going to win that.
Strowman's not in it because he will have a match against Bobby Lashley. Yes, that gets me excited. Triple H Orton. Fuck yeah! It's 10 years ago. Triple H is fighting all the has-beens from 10 years ago. Like he used to. If this match doesn't get you hot in the pants, I don't know what will. Goldberg versus The Undertaker. Oh, God. One of them's going to come out with a walking cradle. The other one's going to come out with a drip in his arm. The only good match so far is Balor versus Andrade.
The Demon Balor,
Demon is coming out as Demon, surely. And Andrade's going to beat him. That's quite the card already. Yeah, I've got nothing for that as well, eh? And then 2 weeks after that, we got Stomping Grounds.
The fuck?
What?
Yeah, Stomping Grounds.
Is that a SmackDown?
I think they're all just combined now, yeah.
Jesus Christ.
And then Extreme Rules will follow that. And then Takeover Toronto, followed by SummerSlam. So finally something good.
Yep.
And then Hell in a Cell. Yeah, I'm just going to go through the pay-per-views now, upcoming. Yeah, why not?
Yeah, okay.
Hell in a Cell in September.
Survivor Series.
October 6th, what should have been Super Showdown in Melbourne, Australia, is now Clash of Champions. Gay.
Okay.
Yep.
And then 1st of November, they're going to Saudi Arabia again. Maybe they're going to do, let's see, they already took Super Showdown from Australia. So maybe they'll take Insurrection from England and put it in Saudi Arabia. There you go.
Insurrection.
And then, Survivor Series with War Games before that. And then TLC. And then before you know it, it's Royal Rumble.
Yay.
So exciting times ahead watching WWE.
I predict we see Lesnar on Royal Rumble, Survivor Series, and Stomping Grounds.
Stomping Grounds?
Yep.
What? He's going to be in Saudi Arabia.
Oh, yeah.
The amount of money they got, he'll make $6 million to turn up, deliver an F5, win the title, and then go home. Go on his private jet.
Yeah. Stomping Grounds. For fuck's sake.
He must have been happy, but that he was in the main event this time. Even though he did nothing. apart from be up for attempted murder. So yeah, that's all I got for Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
You guys?
That's all.
Garbage. It's called garbage.
To think that I walked away from WWE for 4 weeks and had to come to this pay-per-view and it turned shit.
There you go. He had to walk away from WWE, then he had to turn up at this pay-per-view and it was shit.
Yep.
So Chris actually works for WWE, if anyone didn't pick that up already. Oh, you clown.
Thank you.
Yeah. Double or Nothing's on this weekend. That's something to get excited about.
Nice.
Yeah, well, that
Yeah,
would be
on
good. Real good,
YouTube
actually.
stream.
Yeah, I'm going to stream the same.
Yeah.
Okay, everybody. That's Jaden and Chris, both criminals, admitting to illegally streaming wrestling. Cody, Kenny, Bucks, Jericho, the Khans, if you're listening, doubt it. No one listens to this. They're criminals. So we're going to leave it there or just keep rambling on about shit?
We could ramble on
we
all
could.
day.
We could. Yeah, that was good. Yeah. Good rambling.
Yeah, it was good rambling. It's what was Corey? I saw shaved his head.
He did indeed.
And he was funny as always, especially with Byron Saxton. The wind is there, Byron, but you can't see it. I thought that was hilarious. Apart from that, Corey was doing what he does. Renee, would you shut the fuck up, you whining piece of garbage? Why don't you leave the company with your husband? And Bailey, what the fuck? Why'd you win it for, you bitch? Go home.
Oh, fuck.
Lesnar, you legend. Nia Jax, I wish she was there to piss Jaden off. But
Fuck you, Chris.
Jake, you're right. You're gonna.
I knew it's been a bit better WWE recently.
You got to get a sensor, mate, because I'm going AWOL on this motherfucker.
So in 3 weeks' time, CNBP will be hosting its first wrestling event, and the main event will be Chris versus Jaden for the Nia Jax title.
Oh,
so stay tuned for
that.
There'll be some promos involved. They won't be scripted. We may have a debate, and I will play the peacekeeper in doing nothing.
We better than fucking Nia Jackson's promos, let me tell you, for fuck's sake.
What are you talking about? Hashtag Facebreaker. Oh yeah, what up? Oh yeah, yeah. Imagine if Nia Jax did a Lesnar today and just came out and just like killed a cameraman and then climbed. Actually, you know what? She would have needed the ladder that Big Show used, but
the Big Show ladder.
She would have needed the double reinforced ladder.
That's so embarrassing.
Or Nia Jax is in this match and she gets knocked out, so she can't climb up the ladder. So Tamina has to carry her up the ladder.
Oh.
Fuck, that Hornswoggle could have carried her up.
Oh
man.
So
maybe
takeaways. Becky Lynch lost.
Yeah.
Because she can't put herself over.
Nope.
Successfully. The crowd decided to actually sing her music 5 minutes after she came out. And what else? Samoa Joe's going to kill Dominic. That's for sure. I wonder if Dominic actually had a part in the match, but the referee just fucked up. And because you could tell they all just looked dumbfounded. Like, even Mysterio's like, his shoulders went down. It's like, you're the champion. Oh, his shoulders went down. Apparently, Samoa Joe broke his nose as well.
Yeah, it was bleeding pretty
That's
bad.
nothing to him. He would have just did break someone else's nose. What else? Super Showdown. Title predictions, matches. What will we see other than actually before that, I thought Goldberg Lesnar at Mania 20 was a snooze fest. Imagine Goldberg Taker.
15 years later.
It is 15 years later, isn't it? Yeah. Goldberg coming out of retirement for the 4th time.
More than Jericho.
More than Jericho. Jericho never retired. Jericho, more than Jordan.
Yeah.
He's made more comebacks than Michael Jordan. And they're both bold. Oh, isn't that fitting? So yeah, title match predictions, Super Showdown. Lesnar versus Rollins.
Lesnar Kofi.
Ooh. Yeah, Kofi will die.
Yeah. He needs someone small to throw around.
Well, he threw Rollins around.
Yeah.
For a bit.
True.
Until that.
Rollins is probably thinking, fuck off,
Yeah.
Lesnar. Give me my chance. I'm just fucking sick of this.
No, he's gonna go to his missus, the man, and she'll go into bat for him on Twitter. Because that's all she's good at, talking shit on Twitter. Oh, did you guys watch that Chronicle on Becky Lynch?
Nah.
After?
No, it was on after.
Yeah,
I didn't watch
I'm going to
it.
watch it tonight.
Are you going to have a TV?
Oh, no, I've had some trouble sleeping lately, so I'm pretty sure that'll help me sleep. And if I do stay awake, you're right, Chris, I won't have a TV.
I thought, like, the last time I watched a pay-per-view with Jake, I thought the TV was going to break.
Was that Money in the Bank last year?
Yeah.
When Strowman won?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Probably the best fun pay-per-view that Jake and I watched together was SummerSlam, when Strowman just destroyed everyone. Jake was actually laughing, believe it or not. Yeah, that was funny. Yeah.
I don't remember that. What match was that?
That was when Lesnar was facing Roman, Strowman, and Joe.
Oh.
Yeah, and he was power slamming everyone.
That last year?
Yeah.
And then who won that?
Lesnar.
Yeah, stupid question.
When he tipped the table on him, and Heyman just fucking went into cardiac arrest.
Oh, at least hopefully Heyman will be back on TV now.
Yeah. He's not with UFC, is he?
Nah, apparently he retired. Nah, he's going to cash in Money in the Bank on Cormier. What do you reckon? He'll do a cash in.
Yeah.
After Cormier beats whoever he's fighting, Lesnar's music will hit. It will come out with a referee going, cash it in, cash it in. And then Dana White will come out and say, I don't approve this. And then Vinnie Mac will come down. He's like, you do now, pal.
Monday Night Wars.
Monday Night Wars.
All over again. UFC vs WWE.
They could. There's a UFC thing on every week now.
Yeah, there is.
Anything else, lads?
Nope.
I think we've pretty much covered it all. It's a good hour talk, whatever it is.
You never know.
Yeah.
You never know. As always.
I'm sure we'll continue to keep talking.
Oh, yeah, we will. As always, Jaden, why don't you tell the marks out there where they can go?
Oh, on Instagram, at Circles and Blunt Pencils Podcast. On Facebook, at Circles and Blunt Pencils. Use the hashtag CNBP. And on Twitter, you can find us at...
Yeah.
What's our Twitter?
Fuck is right. Just tweet, little bitch. Yeah. Good job, fellas.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanking you indeed. I've got nothing. I'm signing off, riding into the sunset, as they say, floating on a high because of Bailey. Yes. Whoa. I'm gonna go and give everyone a hug now. Anyway, dickheads out there, you're not dickheads unless you like Johnny Gargano and Bailey.
Yep.
Nia Jax is king. I'm Cake Champion. It's Jaden. Shit Talker Dick Walker. That's Chris, Queen of Queens. This is the Circles and Blunt Pencils podcast. Happy Rusev Day, everybody. Wish him a happy Rusev Day, boys.
Rusev Day.
Happy Rusev Day.
Rusev Day.